Hi everyone, my name is Mohammad Amar Malik and I'm a PhD student at University of Bergen and the title of my post is High Dimensional Multi-Trait GWAS by Reverse Prediction of Genotypes. Multi-trait genome-wide association studies use multivariate statistical methods to identify associations between genetic variants and multiple correlated traits simultaneously. When multiple correlated traits are studied simultaneously, joint multi-trait approaches can be more advantageous than studying the traits individually because of increased power from cross-trait variants and reduced multiple testing burden by performing a single test for association. The most commonly used multi-trait GWAS approaches are based on multivariate analysis of variants or canonical correlation analysis. However, these are applicable only when the number of traits is relatively small, especially with respect to number of samples. So an alternative approach to multi-trait GWAS is to reverse the functional relation between the genotypes and traits and fit a multivariate regression model that predicts genotypes from the multiple traits simultaneously instead of usual approach where traits are regressed on genotypes. Here we explored the use of machine learning methods like ridge regression, naive-Bayes, support vector machine, and random forest for high-dimensional multi-trait GWAS in cases where the number of traits exceeds the number of samples. Our overall hypotheses for this study are number one, feature weights in the fitted model measure the strength of biological association between a genetic variant and a trait. And number two, higher prediction accuracy of a variant's genotype increases the likelihood that the variant affects some or all of the traits under consideration. So as in other multi-trait GWAS methods, we consider genetic variants one at a time and represent it with a random variable y. We consider p traits and represent them by random variables x1, x2, and so on to xp. We define a forward multi-trait association model probabilistically through a conditional distribution. This corresponds to the natural direction where variation in y causes variation in xi. But the same method can be written in the reverse direction using the Bayes formula where y can be used as a dependent variable. The log likelihood of observing the data is this log probability density, which can be expressed in terms of forward or reverse conditional probabilities depending on the type of model being fit. So in our study, we have used two data sets. The first one is the simulated data set obtained from the DREAM systematic challenge data. And the second one is obtained from the cross between two yeast strains. So here we propose to use the gene expression values as the explanatory variables and the genotype values as the response variable for a machine learning model for genotype prediction. Whereas for the trans-equatorial prediction, we extract the weights of the feature importances from the trained models and compute the area under the ROC with respect to true targets. Our results show that the genotype prediction accuracy varies across the genetic variants. And to remove the local cis effects, we remove the genes on the same chromosome as the variant. This is necessary because due to the local cis effect, the presence of one or few genes that are co-located with the variant on the genome and with strong cis-equatorial association are enough to predict the variant genotype with high accuracy. This can be observed in the top figure as well. It can be also noticed in the bottom figure that the prediction accuracies are comparable across methods except for the naive Bayes. Next, we tested whether the feature weights of the trained model are predictive of true trans-equatorial association. In this case, feature weights were only modestly predictive. We confirmed that the distribution of area under the ROCs was not affected by removing genes on the same chromosome. And we also observed that the AUROCs generally correlated between the methods. Next, we observed that the feature selection produces a map of transcriptional hotspots. We learned prediction models for all steps associated with local changes in gene expression and counted the number of features needed to explain 20% of the total sum of feature, or you can say feature weight sum. For random forest, the number of selected features varied considerably across SNPs, allowing to delineate genomic regions with high and low regulatory activity. But for SVM and ridge regression, we observed less variation. To conclude, the genotype prediction accuracy varies widely across variants, but it does not correlate with the overall effect on the gene expression of a variant. Moreover, The model feature coefficients correlated with the strength of association between variants and the individual traits. And they were also predictive of true trans-equatorial target genes, but only modestly. We observed that the feature selection allows to distinguish between genomic regions with high and low regulatory activity in random forests, but we did not observe this in ridge regression or SEM models. This is it from my side. Thank you for listening. I would love to answer your questions if you have any. Thank you.